I think I'm finally ready to do this. And since I am not sure how to attach this microphone on my cloth, I'm going to hold it like this. So maybe it's better, I hope. Anyways, I've been wanting to create for quite a long time now. And I've always feared that perhaps parts of me speaking would be my hurt ego wanting to, I don't know, lamentarsi, wanting to complain about things going on. So I wanted to make this video, and I'm sure that my thoughts are not influenced by pain or other negative feelings that I have gone through, and also not influenced by the artificial need to complain about your situation. So that's why I've been waiting for quite a long time, so I can really find joy and feel secure about the things I want to say, and the way I intend to say them. And only then did I want to make something out of it. And I think I'm ready. I think I'm finally ready to talk about it. It all started about 2 years ago, when I realized that I was very unhappy, and I realized it thanks to a trip I made to Madrid for a month. I felt something was wrong. I felt there were things I could not control anymore, things that I wasn't able to understand inside of me. I remember that it was in this house, it was on the Gran Via in Madrid. My house was literally in the center, center. It was a very high house of 3 floors. I was on like the third, I think, the third. And you got there with those really old elevators. So I remember one day I came back from a meditation class I went to in Madrid. It was like one of those free meditation classes. I don't know if you know those events. um like, it's an event website, and you can literally search all the places you want, or all the places that you think of. You can search the places, and then you get a list of events going on in the dates in which you're interested in. So I did something like this. I searched for an event, and there were those free meditation classes in a very big Buddhist center. And I was like, I'll just try it. I have no idea what that is. I'll just go and try it. And I remember that I was very touched by the people who were there, because I did not expect to find such openness. I hadn't experienced such openness in a long time, I guess. So yes, I went there, and there was this man who invited me into the room, and then the other people started coming in. I met many people from all around the world. In fact, it turned out it was a very international event, even though it was in Spanish, like it took place in Spanish. But many people have been doing this for a long time and had transferred to Madrid for that purpose of those meditations, and for them explaining how they have found their spiritual truth in Madrid. I don't know. It's very interesting how it happened. So I kind of ended up in this place, and yeah, a long story. But when I came back, I realized, oh, that's really, there's something about this. I want to understand, like, I want to understand myself better through meditation, and maybe that's really something that can help me. So I really remember that one night when I told myself, you're going to find out what's wrong with you, You're going to stop feeling pain and neediness and emotional inadequacy. You're just going to find out what's going on inside of your head. I really remember when I told myself this, and I sat down like in a meditation pose, and then I closed my eyes, and I was like, okay, let's see what's in this head, what's going on. And there were all those thoughts jumping around. I couldn't make any sense out of them. I remember I was so anxious, I was so in pain, because there were so many things that I could not understand, and so many things going on that I had no idea of, and had never really experienced before. And I was like, okay, I see those thoughts, so many thoughts, but I cannot stop them. Like, they're just there, and I cannot take like I have no control over them. And I remember this thought of, oh, I have no control over my thoughts was really what unblocked everything. Like it literally started the process, because since then I was like, you're going to find out what's going on, and you are going to take control of yourself, of your thoughts, of your emotions, of everything going on, and everything that you don't want to admit to yourself, you're going to take, responsibility and do it. And when I decided it, I really had no idea where it's going to take me. Another time I went to those meditations in Madrid, but in general I continued like trying to understand myself on my own, and it's very difficult like to sit down just for 30 seconds and all those things inside of me bumping, all those thoughts and also negative thoughts, the things that I'm supposed to do, things I have to do, things that I should run after, things I should feel guilty about, all those things. I felt them inside of me, and at first I didn't really do anything. I just, I followed some advice, just observing your thoughts, trying to disattach yourself from them so you can really understand where it all comes from. And at first, before you really understand anything, you need to just see and start observing your thoughts. If you really want to take action and change something about them, you need to, or at least that's what I did, started taking control over my own thoughts and just realizing that I need to change the way I think if I want to change my life. And at the time I was studying something that I really don't enjoy studying at all. Like I really didn't enjoy my studies at all. I studied them because I felt I had to. I don't know, like I very well know why right now, but I was pushed into studying something that I don't want to because of, I guess, society expectations, all those things, and then things that come from family also, all those different outside influences that in the end make you take decisions that are not really yours and don't really align with your values. So that's what I had done. I had studied something that's very, very disaligned with my own values and interests, like in general. No, it had nothing to do with what I'm actually interested in, what I actually love doing. But I really, like, I didn't give space to love at the time. And that's what I am finally coming to talk about, love and how it changed me, because I remember the more I started going into the process of understanding my own thoughts and realizing that what I have been doing is very like harmful to my life and also to the people around me. I'm sure I have unfortunately hurt a lot of people around me without wanting it and without understanding it, for which I'm until even until now, I'm, how should I say, I'm very conscious of it, and I don't feel guilty anymore because I've accepted it, but I'm still sorry that at the time I could not have done it in a different way. But it's still beautiful realizing things that you might have done in a different way and being able to take action and, like, right now, not do them like this anymore. And the only way to really change those painful mechanisms is to understand, like, admit to yourself that you have them and disattach from them. But anyways, I'm talking about love. So when I started those meditations, the more I started going into the process of understanding myself, understanding the influences which act upon me, such as, everything, social media, people. I had all those fears from everything around me, and I would never admit it and show it to people. Like, I wouldn't seem like an anxious person in general. I think, I don't know, at least I was really hoping and trying my best not to give this idea that I have anxiety of literally every person I spoke to, and anxiety of literally every exam I took, and anxiety of literally everything. Like, my whole life was just anxiety, and I was really trying my best not to give this image of an anxious person, but I did have it. And when I started admitting it to myself and understanding it, I was like, I don't want to be that person. That's just not me. And that's never going to be me. I cannot accept the thought, like right now, knowing that I am like this, I cannot accept the thought of continuing this way. So I decided to change everything. It wasn't an easy decision. It wasn't just like, oh, now I decide to change my studies, change the country, and change the language in which I study. It was much more difficult than that. But after reading and talking to people, which are close to me, and I realized that I need to do it, and that it's the best thing I could do for myself. So I did it, and I had a vague idea of the things I loved doing before I started my studies. So I decided to start studying that, and really change my mindset together with what I'm studying. It's not just changing, because if I would change everything, I really had to change me as well. I was very determined on that. I'm not going to let my, perfectionistic self take control over again, because I knew that it's not what I want to live for. I really want to live for what I want to live for. And yeah, these are topics for future videos. I would like to talk about that. But just right now, I want to say that I knew at the time that I am very passionate about languages, studying languages in general. So I decided I will study languages, and I will study something very, exotic, something I knew that's close to my heart, Arabic. And my university also provides many language courses. So I'm currently studying a few different languages with main focus on Arabic and Chinese. These are some tries of reproducing some of the Arabic phonetic alphabets through calligraphy, because I went to a calligraphy workshop, and yeah, those are my very initial baby steps to try out calligraphy. It was interesting. Definitely, maybe I'll get the instrument and try do it again, because I was interested in, but it requires a lot of work from what you can see on in the back. But that's what I want to say. So that when I moved here in Italy, I changed my studies. That totally changed the direction, and I was very scared. Oh God, what am I gonna do? Because I was like in this safe path of career, very everything figured out. I knew everything, and I kind of had this ego that I had everything figured out. I thought I knew how the world works, and I was just so limited in my way of thinking that I hadn't realized how much more there is to the world than what I thought there was. And I'm discovering it every single day. So, how love changed my life, not only through going back to the source of what you really love and enjoy doing, but also learning to love people, to actually love and understand people. And so it's all of those things. Like, learning to love your life includes everything about it, and love is much, much greater as a term than romantic love, although this also played an important part in my life. So I'm very grateful for all the kinds of love that keep entering my life. And yeah, I'm just going to say and hope that this is an inspiration for all of those who have fear to follow love and what their heart tells us. And sometimes their hearts themselves can be very confused if we have been going in a very, I don't want to say wrong direction, but because wrong, there's no such thing as wrong. Even if we have made a wrong choice for a very long time, we can change it if we are conscious about it, and if we allow ourselves to change. Mm. And it's exactly those wrong choices that actually teach us what's really important to us. So I'm very happy that for such a long time I have made that wrong choice, and going into a different direction with what I'm really passionate about, because this is what gave me the ability and the strength to tell myself that's not what you want to live for. Your life matters much, much more than being anxious all the time. There's so many beautiful things. Why do you have to be anxious? And I was like first getting very angry at society, at technology, at everything. They're taking it away. No, it's me who was taking it away from me. All these opportunities, it was me who was taking it away from me. So in the end, realizing this and opening up to the world a bit more gave me everything I needed to be alive, and is continuing to give me so much more things which I'm continuing to discover. There are many things that I don't know yet, and but I'm much more excited about the journey. It's not this anxiety with what would happen if you don't know. Basically right now is like you don't know anything, and you're so excited about what's coming. And before, it was more like you try to know everything and anything that you might not know, you have anxiety about it. It's really crazy. And basically, since the world is made of things that you don't know, and I wanted to be this explorer, this person who is spontaneous in their actions, in the people they meet, in everything. Yeah, I wanted to be spontaneous. I was very conscious about that even before, but I wasn't really, like, my internal world wasn't manifesting yet. I guess my thoughts weren't this way. My thoughts were always trying to control and plan things out. And when you just let go and decide that your thoughts are really going to match what you want for your external world as well, then things get easier. So yeah, follow your heart, and thank you for listening to me.